How's it going, everybody? So, as you guys know by now, we have 2 games left. And it was down to 4. The final 4. AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game. Jacksonville Jaguars go to Foxborough to take on the defending champions, New England Patriots. And, of course, the Minnesota Vikings go on to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Now, I was terrible last week in my prediction. Terrible. Now, I believe the wild card round, I was 3-1. So I was like, okay, cool. That's not bad. 3-1. This past week, I was 1-3. That's sad. I picked New Orleans, L. I picked Atlanta, L. And I picked Pittsburgh, L. I regret picking Pittsburgh. That one I really regret. I should have been like, well, they have the Steelers numbers. The Steelers have been inconsistent this year. Before you're thinking, oh, they're the second seed. What do you mean they've been inconsistent? Well, other wins should have been L's. For example, that game at Indianapolis. That game hosting Brett Hundley and the Green Bay Packers. You know, they had that game at Cleveland. The game hosting Cleveland. You know, there's just been several instances where you're like, yeah, Colts probably should have lost that game, but they didn't. So, anywho, 2 games, both on Sunday. I thought the AFC Championship game for some reason was on Saturday. Don't ask why, but it's actually on Sunday afternoon. So, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to New England, of course, taking on the Patriots. Big story here. By the way, so much for that controversy about, Tom Brady wanting Jimmy Garoppolo gone, and Bill Belichick might take the head coaching job for the Giants, and so on and so forth. By the way, shout out to the Indianapolis Colts for getting Josh McDaniels as their head coach, because that worked out great with the Denver Broncos a while back, wasn't it? But anyways, guys, this is a reason why Josh McDaniels, Charlie Weiss, Romeo Crennel, I mean, the list just goes on of guys who have left being the protege of Bill Belichick, became head coaches, and failed. Eric Mangini, I mean, Bill Bryan, it just continues. That's right. So, Jaguars at New England. Now, of course, the big story here is, Tom Brady's not practicing because he has an injured arm. He's an injured right. His throwing hand is injured. Now, at this point in the season, everyone's banged up. To me, this is just a smokescreen. This is a distraction. And, by the way, shout out to EDP445 for coming up with the stupid idea. Oh, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the New England Patriot fans put Leonard Fournette in the hospital because of a car accident. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I can't stand teams like the Denver Broncos, the Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens. I can't stand those teams. But am I going to say, it's their fault that, I don't know, Rob Gronkowski was in a motorcycle accident? No, because Rob Gronkowski's an idiot, and it was an accident probably. So, back to this thing, though. Jaguars are known as the huge underdogs, but, Jaguars, they're a weird team because they're a very good, talented defense. There's no question about it. Jalen Ramsey, your boy, Calais Campbell. But they gave up 42 points to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers are no slouch. Big Ben, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Juju Smith-Schuster. So, they obviously have weapons on their offense. And they gave up 42 points. Jaguars defense, Patriots. They have weapons themselves, of course. Gronk, Brady himself, Brandon Cooks, Deion Lewis. And I just love whenever the Patriots are in the playoffs, they just give the ball, not to Deion Lewis so much, but they give the ball to guys like James White, Brendan Bolden. I told you with Rex Burkhead injury, Brandon Bolton's going to make an appearance, and boy, he did. Anywho, this should obviously be a good game. The fact that it's in Foxborough, the fact that it's Blake Bortles, and I know Blake Bortles hasn't been god-awful. I mean, the game against the Bills, he wasn't phenomenal by any stretch, but, his legs beat out his yards passing, which I don't know if that's saying much. And then last week, he didn't look terrible, but he didn't look like, amazing either. So I'm probably going to get slack for saying this, but I'm going to go with the Patriots. To me, it's too much with the Patriots. And again, the Jaguars can win this game. By any stretch, they can win this game. All right? I don't want to hear, oh, you're just a biased Patriot fan. You're being biased right now. They're facing the Patriots and the referee. By the way, enough with the whole referee stick. That is so old and so dull. Every team has, like, the referee favoritism, per se. My goodness. Referees stink, okay, in all sports. Umpires stink in Major League Baseball. The referees stink in the NFL. The referees stink in the NBA. You get it. They stink in general. So I'm going to go with the Patriots. I just think the whole smoke. I think, and plus, too, with this whole, Brady's not practicing thing, I just think the Jaguars are going to be like, yeah, we got Brady. This is a guaranteed win. And they go to Foxborough and they go, oh, wait, he wasn't injured, was he? So at least not that bad. So go with the Patriots. Next, we got of course, the NFC Championship game. The Vikings at Philadelphia take on the Eagles. This is very difficult because both teams are known for their defense. The Vikings almost choked up that game against New Orleans. I think a lot of people that's out of their heads. We be talking about how the Vikings, they choked against Drew Brees and company. But obviously that crazy play 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Just Stephon Diggs, that guy's a beast. He's a beast. All right. And that was just probably one of the best, not just playoff games, but one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. That game was great. If he's missed it, I feel sorry for you. But back to this one. Philadelphia, they play good defense at home. Nick Foles is not anything to be excited about. They do have a good running game. Alshon Jeffrey knows how to score against the Vikings. Now, granted, I'd hope so. He's a former Bear. Played in the same division as the Vikings, NFC North. Played him twice a year. Come on, I hope so. But then, by the way, I just love the idea that either Nick Foles or Case Keenum are going to represent the NFC in the playoffs. Now, granted, I'm not acting like either quarterback is garbage. They're not. Case Keenum's had a great season. Nick Foles has done enough. So they both respectively, either one of them, deserve to be in the Super Bowl, no matter which one of these quarterbacks win this game. Now, who wins this game? It's tough to tell. Personally, I'd rather be the Patriots and the Eagles, only because I think the Patriots would somehow maybe win that game. Seeing EDP 445's reaction would be absolutely priceless, and that would make my life right there. But anywho, and obviously the Vikings win. They'll be the first team ever to host Super Bowl with their own stadium. You get the idea. Tough game. Tough game. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to pick the home team. I'm going to pick the Eagles because, the Vikings, they're nice. But I said it last week on Twitter. Imagine what this team would be like, the Vikings, of course, had Dalvin Cook not gotten injured. Imagine how much scarier they would be, because Dalvin Cook was going off until he got injured. So, I'm going to go with the Eagles. The Eagles, I think, are just going to be too much at home for them. And of course, you're thinking, oh, Chris, you're picking the Eagles and the Patriots. Yeah, I am. We have a Super Bowl rematch here from 2004 season, but it happened in 2005. You get the idea. So, I'm going to pick the Eagles. It's just, I think with the Eagles, their defense can be too much at home. And the Vikings, they can show some inconsistency. I mean, you saw in the first two quarters, they were great. Third quarter, Fourth quarter was like lukewarm. It went back and forth. So I just think Philly might be a bit too much for them. It's going to be outside. They're not going to be used to that compared to what they were last week. They got Philadelphia. That crowd's going to be insane for the NFC Championship game. So I'm going with Philadelphia. And those are my picks. So I got New England and I got Philadelphia. Both winning the AFC and NFC Championship, represent each conferences in the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks, because of course next week we got the Pro Bowl and Super Bowl. So anyways, that's it for me. Should be interesting. Both these games should be good. Again, I'm not like one of those Patriot fans that are going to be like, oh, Patriots got to blow out the Jack. No. No. I am not fooling myself. I'm not doing that. I'm not sounding stupid. Okay? I say do stupid things sometimes, but I'm not following through that. So, anywho, that's it for me. Let's enjoy some football, folks.